음. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this morning's market review. My name is Joshua, and I'm going to be our anchor for today. Welcome to this morning's market review once again. Okay, so I can see Allen, Akano Femi, Alphonsus Ikediashi, Anyu Felix, Brown Akinola, Chinedu, Christian C. Inedu. I can see Epemski, I can see Favor Anayo Ahapo, Femi Ayola. I can see Idris, I can see Jacob Oladimeji, I can see James Otere Bayo, I can see JT, and also see Mandu Timothy Umo. I can see Michael, I can see Monday, I can see Nnamdi Mbata, I can see Oji Cyril, I can see Oluremi Ajibola, I can see Philip Ebunolua, right? I can see Royal, I can see Thomas Lafidon, I can see Victor Edojo, I can see Shobusola Alabi. Okay, nice. I can see Yusuf Abdul Kader. I can see Emmanuel Eguzoro. Okay, so if I'm not calling your name, it means you're just joining us. But all the same, still recognize you. I still acknowledge you. I'm saying good morning to you. Welcome to this morning's market review. Oh, good morning, Akano Femi. Good morning, Anyo Feles. Good morning, Femi Ayola. Very good. Interestingly, from this response, it shows that we all can hear me from our end. But to be fair, I'm not going to just conclude based on the fact that I'm seeing 2 or 3 people saying good morning to me. So please kindly come to the chat section and say loud and clear. I just need 3 people. Once I can get 3 people saying loud and clear, I'll move on with that. Oh, thank you very much. Akano Femi saying loud and clear. Thank you, Brown Akinola saying good morning to you too. Good morning to you. All right. Oh, nice. Okay. So Femi, you're saying loud and clear. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Oh, Philippe Ebunolua, thank you too. So it means we all can hear me from our location. Nice. But if in that same light you're unable to get me clearly from your location, I'll kindly advise you change your location. Then you can switch off your phone and off your data, on your data, just a mode of a reset on your device, you understand? And with that, I feel it should peak so you can hear me loud and clear. So once again, I am saying good morning to every one of you. Welcome to this morning's market review. So yes, the market has actually been wonderful in the last few days. In the past few days, I'll say 2-3 days, it's been really, really interesting. Taking a one direction move. Okay, so you know the way it is. I'm going to start by going through the line of the news. From there, we'll now look at the charts technically to know what happened. You understand? Oh, nice. I can get a sweet testimony here from Femi Ayola. He said he has made over 800,000 naira for the month. That's just to make it interesting. The market actually has been directional, you understand? The main thing is just to sit and understand it. And this is a good testimony. Mr. Femi Ayola, I'm saying congratulations to you where you are. At the same time, don't forget to pay your tithe. You can bring your tithe. Yeah, okay. So somebody was saying, good morning, Bishop. Although I'm not a bishop, I'm not a pastor. But all the same, you can pay your tithes to me. My amount is too small. Thank you. Okay, I'm just joking on that. But at the same time, oh, you're welcome. You're saying thank you for the strategy. You're really, really welcome. You're really, really welcome. It's a pleasure. And that's why we are here. Okay. All right. So let's move into the real deal now. So I'm sharing my screen with us now so we can see everything. So we'll start with fundamentals first. Let's see. So yes, we've been having important statements coming up and the likes. And in fact, to make it interesting again, can we see the very moment I just shared my chart now, everybody can see it. And the first thing I'm seeing here is saying Trump, the statement he's making said, I will be imposing as of October 1st, 2025, a 25% tariff on all heavy big trucks. So we should expect that on the 1st of October, the market is going to be moving. On all the instruments, just go and look out for the instrument that appeared with the dollars. For sure, it should move. There should be a reaction. So everybody should get set. That market, that day is going to be an interesting one. Just as the market has been interesting for days now, you understand? So let's look at what happened. As of yesterday, we had some volatile news that was being released, you understand? And all these news, everything, they had their own way, you understand? But okay, so let's start from yesterday. In fact, let me go a little bit back to, yes, you see, the whole market became very, very interesting on Wednesday by 12:20 a.m. That was midnight. President Trump made a speech. And immediately he made that speech, it was expected that the speech was going to affect all the US currency pairs. You understand? All the pairs in the market, even on some commodities and the likes. And yes, it affected it. All of a sudden, from that moment, you discovered, okay, he made the speech around 12:20, and we all know that statements, you don't get reactions sometimes immediately. Immediately it was done by 1, because around that time I was awake. The market just started coming down. And from then till yesterday, it was still coming down. You see, these are part of the informations that really affect. Then by 2:30 a.m., we had the CPI news coming out on AUD, which came out positive for AUD, and it moved in that line. All right. So as of yesterday, we also had another volatile news coming out, which was the CHF around 8:30 a.m. And that's their monetary policies. But if you look at it, the monetary policies, everything came out neutral, 0.0000. Everything came out neutral from previous to even forecast and this present moment. So it means as of now, no interest was added or removed. It's just like that based on the information. Then by 1:30 p.m. again, we also had the final GDP quarter to quarter coming out. Then we had the unemployment claims. We had the core durable goods order month to month, durable goods order month to month. We had the final GDP price index quarterly, quarter to quarter, you understand? And they all came out good. Looking at it, we had about 5 informations coming out on the USD by 1:30 p.m. yesterday. 4 of it came out green. The last one came out black, which is neutral. And at the same time, for those that have attended the physical class or maybe the online class, you would have gotten the information where we tell you that the actual sometimes comes out in mixed colors. Now, if it comes out with green and black, it's still good for a buy because black is neutral and also known as partial buy. You understand? So it's good for a buy. And yesterday we saw the whole reaction. By 1:30, the market began to move again and it pushed massively. Then by 3 p.m., we had the information coming out on existing home sales, came out positive for the USD. So all the information that we've been receiving on USD since day before yesterday, since Wednesday, has just been positive for the instrument. And that's it. This president made a positive speech that affected their economy. And we just saw that, yes, the strength and value on USD became strong. So that was for yesterday. So this morning, today, we are expecting another news. So we received the news on JPY as of 12:30 a.m. on the Tokyo Core CPI year to year. And based on what we're seeing on the actual, you discover that the actual came out negative. And you see, for the mere fact that actual is coming out negative, what do you think will happen? It's going to affect the market too in its own way. If we really look at it, by the time we look at the chart now, we're going to be seeing some of those things on the instrument. It came out, if you look at based on what I'm seeing, around 12:30 a.m. Yes, let's see, around 12:30 a.m. and like, so yeah, the market I think it was strong for USD and JPY was weak around that time. So yes, that on its own affected the market in its own way. But today by 1:30, we're expecting the GDP month to month on Canadian dollars and the core PEC price index month to month on the USD. That's around 1:30. So I believe it's also going to move the market in its own way, you understand? Then by 3 p.m., we have the revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment. So that on its own too will move the market in its own way, you understand? It's going to move the market in its own way, okay? So that's all we have for today. So by next week, that's when we'll be having some important news, and we should not forget that by 1st of October, yes, we're going to be having some tariff being imposed by the president of US on the big trucks and the likes, and that on its own is going to move the market. Okay, we still have some interesting news coming out by the end of this month, around September 30, you understand? So let's just go straight into the market technically and see what is going to happen. Okay. All right, and so I'll be sharing my screen on that. I'm still with us. Okay. Right. Okay. So this is it on USD. First thing first, just like you all know, I love currency, so I start with currencies first. And yes, based on what we are seeing, we discovered that at a point, yes, it was expected for this particular currency to move up and all these things, but you see this particular section here was a strong point for price. On Euro USD, you discovered I tested that point severally, and it could not break that particular zone. And after that, it dropped in strength. And that was when the statement came in, or the speech was made by the president of US. And after that, we saw the whole deal started moving down. And now, to now make it interesting, look at it again. It got to all the zones. Now, when it got to this zone again, can you see it expected this zone, did a pullback before it came back and broke that same zone. You understand? So looking at it the way it is now, I'm still expecting that the market might move in that line, but not to be too sure. You understand? So all our advice is we should look at it now from this way, based on the zones we're seeing. Price has gotten to this point and it has reversed back down. I am expecting that price should also pull up a little bit, and that's what we are seeing as of this morning now. Price will still push back down. Price will still push back down continuously, showing that the USD is gaining strength. And if we look at it based on long term, Euro has actually been strong. In fact, if you look at the pair based on long term, Euro USD had gone up for a while. Now let's look at it based on what we're seeing on daily. Okay, so I'm zooming out now so we can see. Can you see this is on my daily time frame? Look at it. For a very long time, price has gone up on Euro USD. So I just feel it's normal for price to start dropping. You know, it's just like this. We say anything that goes up will surely come down. It's just like the aeroplane that takes off. When it wants to take off, it's on the ground. And yeah, depending, it can go up for like 12 hours, 15 hours. And at the end of the day, it will still come down. No matter how far it goes up, it will still come down. So yes, this can still happen. Now, so based on what we're seeing now, based on what we're seeing on this daily time frame here, and where price is on daily time frame now, this is one other zone that we might look out for. You understand? So if price is able to break below this particular section where it is now currently, we could see a change in structure. You know, based on the structure we've seen it giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So if it breaks below this particular section now, we could see a change in structure and price will start coming back, coming down. You understand? Price might start coming down from that point. So looking at it from my 1 hour time frame now, I will just advise we hold on and see if this man, based on what we are seeing on candle zero now, because it has done a pullback to the upside, and we can see that it has gotten to this section here and is reversing. Price is trying to come back down from this point. So if price is unable to break above this point that has been marked out for us, if price is unable to break above it successfully, then we should expect price pushing back down to this zone here. And if it breaks below this zone successfully, then we should expect price towards keep on dropping. So we should expect that. So these are the 2 points that has been marked out for us. Is price able to break above? Because now price got to this zone, it got rejected, respected that zone and pull back up, right? Now we can see that price is dropping again. So at this junction, as far as price is unable to break above this point and it drops back to this section and it breaks below this point successfully, then we should expect a bearish move. All right, before I move on, lest I forget, we're supposed to let's look at the currency strength meter. So we'll see what is even happening. Let's see the currency strength meter. Let's look at the strength of our currency as of this morning. Okay, so this is currency strength meter, right? Okay, so look at it now. Just like I said, I'm expecting that, yes, because price has dropped for a while on euros too, we should do a pullback to the upside. And we can see it on, as of this morning, the strongest of all instruments is euros. We can see the green arrow indicating on it, followed by GBP, although GBP has no green arrow on it. At the same time, the next instrument that is strong is the US dollars. And we can also see the green arrow highlighting on it, showing that it's gaining what? More strength. You understand? It's gaining strength again, even though it's not as strong as the euros as of this morning, but it's also showing that USD is gaining strength. You understand? And that's why you can see that what price is doing on candle zero now currently. Then the next instrument after that is the AUD, but the AUD is also losing strength. You can see the red arrow indicating on it, followed by CHF showing the red arrow. Then we have Canadian dollars, which is also weak. Then JPY and NZD, least of them all, with the red arrows on them. So showing that they are dropping in strength based on what we are seeing. Can we see that? All right, so let's go back to the chart. Let's go back to the chart now. With us. So based on what we are seeing on this chart now, Euro USD, can you see the two of them are gaining strength? And based on that, that's why you're seeing that this on candle zero now, price is currently this way. And in situations like that, where the two of them are gaining strength at the same time, some of the things you can see happening on your chart is price might be rangy, can begin to move sideways. And in such situation, when price begins to move sideways, one of the things we advise you do is what? To say, when you see the market moving sideways, it means the market is what? Is ranging. That's a correction zone. So hold on for that market to pick a direction, then you follow. So in situations like this, it becomes very, very dicey. So we just need to be very, very careful in our entries. All right. So that's that on Euro USD. Okay, so let's look at USD CAD. That will be the next instrument to look at. Let's look at USD CAD. Okay, USD CAD. All right, it was now once we're done with CAD, USD CAD, we'll go to USD CHF. Then we'll look at USD JPY. All right. Okay, so let's start. Let's start from there first. Let's start with USD CAD. Let's go to USD CAD. Okay, with us. USD CAD. So on USD CAD now, we can also see it based on the information given to us. USD has actually been gaining strength, and we can see the movement. It's been giving us an upward movement based. Okay, so this is on my daily time frame now. We can see it now. For a while actually on USD CAD, price dropped strength on USD. Yes, USD actually dropped strength. And you know, based on the trade war between the US economy and the Canadian economy, there's been a tug of war between all of them, you understand? So based on what we're seeing here now, this is on my daily time frame. This is one zone that we need to look out for on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, although it's showing that the USD is gaining strength. So if the US dollars is able to break above this point on the daily time frame, if it's able to break above this point, we should expect price to what? To go bullish. It should move up massively. Yes, because you discover that when it dropped to this particular low here. You understand? This is this low here, okay? And we can see it. Yes, it respected this zone. 1, 2, 3, touching it 3 times, and we're expecting it. The first time, pulled back. Second time, third time. Now it's pushing up. So if it's able to break above this particular zone on my daily time frame that we're seeing here, we should expect a strong bullish move on USD CAD if price is able to break above that section. Okay, but let's look at it from the 1 hour time frame. Based on what we're seeing on 1 hour time frame, where it is a zone. Okay, so we are seeing it the way it is now. So I'll just advise we hold on. Just like I was informing them, and you've always heard me saying it, that this market, this particular market, when it comes to trading the market technically, we need to be very, very patient with it. We need to be very, very patient with it. So yes, let's look at this particular market. I'm expecting it to go up, but currently where it is a zone. So this box that has been marked out for us, let's wait for price to break above it. But if it respects this point, price could go down. And most especially, you know, there's an information coming out, or there's a news coming out on Canadian dollars today. So USD CAD might be a little bit dicey around that time. But let's see what price is going to do. You understand? It could come out positive for one and negative for the other. And when it comes out in that way, we sure know that it's going to pick a definite direction. But the zone has been marked out. So let's keep our fingers crossed to see what price wants to do in that particular section. Okay? All right, let's move to USD CHF. USD CHF. I'm on USD CHF now, so let's go to my daily time frame so we'll see what is happening. All right, so on USD CHF, based on what we are seeing on daily time frame, you discover that for a very long time, in fact, for a very, very, very long time on USD CHF, price has been dropping, showing that CHF has actually has more strength than the USD in this situation, in this market. CHF has more strength. If you're looking at it based on what we're seeing, even from weekly and monthly time frame, you will see that price has been dropping on USD CHF. You understand? So I'm not expecting any difference based on that trend. I'm still expecting that yes, price will pull back up a little, then what? Keep on dropping. Since that has been the trend right from the beginning of time on this particular instrument, price has been dropping. And based on where price is now, as we can see, this is on my 1 hour time frame. Yes. So what I'm just expecting price to do is I'm expecting a pullback to this section, to this particular zone. I'm expecting a pullback to this particular zone where it is. So if price is able to break above this section successfully, then we should expect price to push up. But if the reverse is the case, and it respects this point that has been marked out, then we should expect a bearish move, continuous one. And just like I said, once you know the trend of a particular market or a particular instrument, there's no need of struggling again. The best thing to do is always look out for that particular move. So on this instrument now, USD CHF, we've seen that for years or for a long time now, it's been what? It's been dropping. It's been giving us that bearish move, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. So the best thing to do is just look out for what? A selling position. A selling position is what you should look out for. A rejection point where you feel price will come back down or will come down. That's where you should look out for. And once you see that, you make use of it. And sure, you should make good and interesting profits from such market. You understand? So that's that on USD CHF. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm back. Um, okay. So let's look at USD JPY and see what is happening on USD JPY. USD JPY, as we all know, as of this morning, that currency is weak and it's showing that it's dropping strength based on what we saw on currency strength meter. So, but if you look at it on daily time frame, price has been going up on JPY too, sort of. For a long time too, it came down, price came down. Then after that, went up a little bit, back down. Now it's pushing back to the upside, right? It's giving us that trend. If you look at it based on what we are saying on the daily time frame, yes, let's see. This is first point, second point, and the third point. We can see the way price has gone. Price has respected that trend. First point, second point, and the third point. So I'm expecting price to push up based on the trend we are seeing. You understand? I'm expecting price to push up. So let's look at it on the 1 hour time frame. Yes, on the 1 hour time frame now, based on what we are seeing, zoomed in, based on what we are seeing on this 1 hour time frame, we can see that price is having issues to cross above this section. Price is having issues to cross above this section. So let's hold on. It's a 50-50 stuff. If price is able to break above this particular zone, then we should expect a full bullish movement. You understand? But if it doesn't and it respects that point and reverses back down, then we should expect the price to be bearish. So if price is coming down, we can follow it and we should expect it to get to around this trend, you understand? And if it gets to this trend, yes, it's expected to respect it and go back up. But yes, all in all, based on the way we are seeing it, the USD has been gaining strength. So we should expect that, yes, this market can move in that line and keep moving bullish. We'll still keep moving bullish on USD JPY. All right, that's that. Sorry, please, I would like you to give me some seconds. I'm coming, please. Just a technical issue that needs to be resolved. Just give me some seconds. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Sorry for that little delay, but everything has been resolved now. Thank you. So I'm back. So just like I said, we're on USD JPY. Looking at where price is now, price is having issues, is really having issues. Price is struggling around that point. You've seen it that over time, price has tested this point several times based on the candles we are seeing there, and it's still having issues. Currently on candle zero, we can see that price is having issues even around that zone. So if price is unable to break above that zone now, we should expect that price will drop. That's that on USD JPY. But if JPY still continues to be weak, price can break above that point and we'll see price moving up. Okay, so that's that on USD JPY. All right, so let's look at GBP USD. Yes, let's look at GBP USD. That's one instrument too we need to look at too. Let's see what is happening on GBP USD. From there, we'll go to AUD USD, NZD USD. Then we move to commodities too. All right. So for those of us dropping the instrument on the chart section for me to look at, please kindly know that I'm going to look at everything. I'm not ignoring you. I'm saying it, so I will look at it. I will look at it. I'm not ignoring it, please. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. All right. So let's look at GBP USD. Okay. So GBP USD is also the same thing, also dropping, and we can see that price is also trying to push back up here, but all in all, if GBP does not gain strength, it's still expected. It has tested this support zone, done a pullback to the upside. Price on candle zero is still showing us a bearish candle is trying to form, but well, we really cannot judge the market on that candle, that particular candle. It could just be a pullback, then a retest to that point. If it breaks below that point, then we should expect price to keep on dropping. You should expect price to keep on dropping on that particular instrument. So yes, on GBP USD, based on what we're seeing, even on the daily time frame, so that price dropped for 2 days successfully without reversing. I'm still expecting price to push down based on what I'm seeing. Even on this daily time frame, I'm expecting price to drop. So I'll say price is expected to go bearish. Based on my own bias, I'll expect price to go bearish. I'll expect price to go bearish. So 1 hour now, I'm back to my 1 hour time frame. Let's look at it this way. If price is able to break below this particular section successfully, price is able to break below this zone successfully, we can go bearish if it breaks below that zone successfully, because already when it tested, it did a pullback up. Now price is coming back down. So if price is able to break below it successfully, we can go bearish on GBP USD. Thank you. All right, let's look at AUD USD. Let's see what AUD USD is doing too. Okay, so we can see AUD USD is even bearish and is currently on that particular zone. You can see it, and it has tested that point for some time now. Look at the way it is. First time, second time, third time, fourth time. It's still there. Price is having issues around that point. So if price is able to break below this part successfully, we should expect that market to be what? Bearish. But if it doesn't break below this part successfully, then we can have a reversal back to the upside. So let's watch and see. Let's keep our fingers crossed based on the way it is. Price could still break below this part. And if it breaks below it, then we should expect the market to move bearish. Okay, so let's look at NZD. All right, even on NZD is giving us that same vibe, also on the same zone. We can all see it on this same support zone. Look at the way it is, the moving sideways. It's just going sideways, sideways, sideways. So I will say yes, it's more or less like it's ranging. So let's hold on for it to give us a direction. Once it gives us that direction, then we can follow. You understand? But all the same, let me just pull out this zone for us to see. If it's able to break below this direction, this particular support zone successfully, then we can go bearish. If it breaks below that part successfully, we can go bearish. But if that does not happen, then I think we need to wait and see which direction the market is going to peak on this instrument. Okay. All right. So that being said, okay, let's move to commodities. Let's move to commodities. So on commodities, I'll talk about gold, oil. Okay, let's just get there. talk about gold, oil, then pick one. Like, okay, so I'll pick wheat. Then we'll move to indices. From there, all the instruments you want me to check that you've dropped on the chart, we begin to look at it one after the other. Okay? Yes. Okay. All right, so gold, just like we know, gold has actually done well for a while. It has gone up higher, higher, higher. In fact, it has gone to the highest of highs that we all know. The highest point that it has never gotten to in a long time. It got there. That's around 3,791. Yes, got to that particular high. I'm still expecting gold to go up. Just like I said sometimes ago, I think last week I said it. I said I'm expecting gold to get to 4,000. I'm expecting it to get to 4,000 based on the whole thing I'm seeing. I'm expecting it to get to 4,000. Yes, on daily time frame. Look at the movement upside, but at the same time, for us to be able to take this market, we need to be very, very calm at the same time, because you discover that because dollars is really gaining strength, it has actually been one of the reasons why you see that gold too has been pulling back, dropping. Although it is expected that when an instrument gets to a new high, it is expected for price to what? To drop. And that's why I will advise us that whenever you see that price is getting to a new high for a very long time, or in a long time, or for the very, very first time ever in history, one of the things you need to do is to be very, very careful. Whether a new high, a new low, don't just go immediately and say, okay, because it's going up, let me buy. No, because price can start reversing back from that point. So based on what we are seeing now, if you look at the trend now, price, okay, this is on my 1 hour time frame. So let me zoom out a little. You discover that price has dropped a little on gold. So at most, price could still drop further to this point. Around this point, we could have price going back up. Or let me even draw this particular trend for us to see. Okay, so based on this high point, price has been dropping to this point. Yes. Can we say this is point one? On this is this other part that I'm picking. This is on my 1 hour time frame. Okay. So okay. So looking at it like this is on 1 hour. Based on what we are seeing, there are two strong points here. So if price is able to break above this particular trend that we are seeing here now, we should expect price to push up. But if it reverses down and breaks below this trend, then price could come down to this point. So this point is our strong point. This is our strong point for that bullish move. So I'm expecting price to go up on gold. Quite all right. I'm expecting price to go up. But these two zones that we are seeing here, price could actually respect it. And if we look at based on the trend that is giving to us, it's been respecting that trend down and the one that is pushing up too. So I'm looking at it this way, that if price is able to break above this upper trend here, then we should expect a bullish move. Successfully, we should expect a bullish move. So let's just hold on. Let's cross our fingers and see what is going to happen on this particular chart. But my own preference on gold, just like I said, I'm expecting it to get to 4,000. So from my statement, you should know that I'm expecting price to push up on gold. I'm expecting a bullish move on gold. That's my own bias. Thank you. All right, so move to the next one, which is oils. Let's go to oil. All right, so we're on oil now. I'm zooming out so we can see it. Based on what we're seeing on the daily time frame, we've seen that price of oil has been coming down. It's been dropping, giving us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So what am I still expecting based on that trend? I'm still expecting that price of oil will go down. In fact, it's one commodity that is now in high quantity around the world. So it's expected, I'm expecting it to what? To drop. I'm expecting the price of oil to drop based on that. And if you look at where price is currently, is also at a zone. So I'm expecting price to drop on oil. My bias for oil is what? A sell, bearish. I have a bearish bias for it. So as far as price is able to respect this particular zone that has been drawn for us, I expect price of oil to come down. That's my own bias. I'm expecting it to come down because we've seen that price came down to this point and pushed back to the upside for a while. So I'm expecting a bearish move on oil. As far as price is able to respect this part, this zone here, yes, price should drop. Bearish move on oil. That's my own take. Okay. All right. So let's look at wheat. After that, we move to index market. Okay. All right. I'm on wheat. Now. Wheat it is. Okay. So based on what we're seeing on wheat too, you discover that price of wheat has been coming down for a while. Based on what we're seeing on daily time frame, look at where it is. Price has been dropping. For a while, it went up. And after that, now it's coming down. Can we see it? Based on what we are seeing, price is coming down. Based on where it is now, I'm still expecting that price will drop. This is on daily time frame. And yes, it is expected that price should go bearish. So I'm expecting price to drop. In fact, you want to go bearish with it, hold on for it to come below this particular zone here. If it's able to break below this zone successfully, then we should expect that bearish move. Continuous one, and price is going to drop. I'm expecting it to drop as far down as this particular section here, this particular point. Yes, I'm expecting it to drop to around that point. So yes, I'm expecting a bearish move on wheat. I'll go for that bearish move, but that I'm expecting it, price could still respect this zone. You understand? Because it saw that it got to this particular high, did a pullback. If it respects this point, it can still go back and break above that point and push up. So this is the point I'm expecting price to drop below. Except price drop below this point, I'm not going bearish. But if it drops below this particular section that has been drawn out or that is being indicated on the chart, then I'll go bearish on wheat. All right, so let's move to the index market now. So I'm going to open it and with us. Yes, US 100. Okay. Stay with us. Stay with us. 2000. Okay. 30. D40. Okay. All right. So I've opened my index market for us to see now. So they are all down. So I'm going to look at it one after the other from US 30. I'll look at US 100, then US 500, US 2000. Then we'll look at the German stocks too. Okay. So let's start with US 30. Let's start with US 30. All right. So I'm on US 30 now. Looking at all we're seeing. So I'm going to my daily time frame now. So on my daily time frame, we discovered that price has gotten to that high and we can see that rejection coming down. And based on what we are seeing now on candle zero on that daily time frame, we can see that it's getting bullish again. We're expecting price to push up just like we know. And if you zoom out, you discover that for a very long time, even on indices, price is always pushing up. It's always been bullish. So we should expect that bullish move on US 30. I'm expecting a bullish move on US 30. But before you can go bullish, we can see that where price is now currently is a resistance zone. So let's look out for price to break above this point that has been marked out. If it breaks above that point that has been marked out, then we should expect a bullish move on US 30. On US 30, we should expect a bullish move if it's able to break above that path successfully. That's the deal. So hold on for price to break above this part, because price got to a high and respected that point, came down a little, and I feel price has gotten to that support zone that is giving it strength now to break up. So yes, we should expect a bullish move on US 30. All right. So I'm pitching my tent with the buyers on, or the bulls on US 30. Okay. Same thing with US 100. Let's look at US 100. Let's see what is happening on US 100. So on US 100 too, you discover that price came. Okay, so if you remember, I think I was on this particular instrument some times ago, some days back, and I said, based on what we are seeing, it's ranging. I say it's ranging. Once it breaks out of any direction, either to the up or downside, we should follow. And you see, the very moment it came down below that point, what happened? It started dropping, kept on dropping, and it got to all those zones, did a pullback up a little, dropped again, a pullback like that. Now, price is on that zone now, reversing back to the upside. So the same thing, I'm marking that point out for us now. Can we see? Yes. I believe we all can see it from our own end. If price is able to break above this particular section that's been marked out, we should expect price to be what? Bullish. So expect a bullish move on that point, except if price is unable to break above it. But as far as price breaks above that point successfully, we should expect a bullish move on US 100. Okay, Femi Ayola, you say you're on profit on US 30. Okay, so it means you're buying the US 30 instrument, right? So if you're buying it, yes, you should make profit too, based on what we're seeing, right? Okay. Please let me know. Are you on a buy or on a sell? Because I can see you said you're on profit. So let's know if you're buying US 30, please. Okay. I'll be expecting your response. Okay. So for US 100, all right, just the same information. Femi Ayola says is buying US 30. So just like I said, my own preference for it is a buy. I'm expecting it to be bullish too. So you can see that too. Based on what we're saying, I'm expecting the price to push up. But as of this moment, I won't advise you go for any instant buy on it again until it breaks above that zone, except for those that might have entered at a better another swing low. You understand? Maybe at that point they entered the buy, like around this section that we are seeing here. That okay, let me mark it out. This is on US 100. So imagine you had entered your buy from this point. Okay, so that's a very good point. But where it is now, it's not a good point because it's a zone, and we can see that price is respecting that point. But if it's struggling around that point, but if price is able to break above this point successfully, then we should go bullish. Yes. So next instrument is US 500. Funny enough, if you look at all the US index, they are giving us the same vibes as of this moment. They are all being bullish and they are all around a particular zone. And unless they are able to break above that zone, understand? Unless it's able to break above that zone, we might see price dropping. So let's expect it to break above that zone before we go for that bullish move. Let's hold on for it to break above that point. If it's able to break above that point, then we can go bullish. We can go bullish. You understand? So that's it. US 500 too is also giving us that vibe because it got to a high and it dropped. So that I feel is a pullback for it. Then after this, it should go up. So I'm expecting a bullish move on US 500 too. Now this is US 2000, which is the strongest of all index markets, US 2000. Let's see what this man is doing, this particular instrument. Yes, look at it. In fact, I'm zooming out. Can you see? Price has been pushing up. And interestingly, price got to this high again. This is the highest point it has ever gotten to. As we can see, this is the highest point it has ever gotten to. Now it's doing a pullback a little. You understand? So based on what we're seeing here now, okay, let me zoom in. Based on the trend we are seeing, it's been giving us that bullish trend. I'm expecting it to go up. I'm expecting price to push up on US 2000. I'm expecting a bullish move on US 2000 based on what I'm seeing, even on my daily time frame. I'm expecting it to push up. So this particular zone that we are seeing here, I don't feel is really going to stop the market from moving. But yes, I expect it to move. I'm expecting this market to move around this point. Okay. I'm coming. Okay. So from this point, if price is able to break above this point successfully, I should expect it to go up. So this point should go up. I'm expecting US 2000 to push up, but let's hold on for it to break above this part. If it breaks above this part successfully, then we can go bullish on US 2000. Okay, that's that on US 2000. So let's look at DE40. We're on DE40. Yes, on the German stocks. And okay, so based on what I'm seeing on the German stocks now, we can see that German stock is actually going up. And if you remember, this instrument is actually affected by euros. Yes, Germany spend euros, you understand? In Germany, they spend euros and is affected by euros. And in the last 2 days or how many, yeah, 2 or 3 days, price of euros has been weak. So based on the reaction I'm seeing now, currently that price is going up, I'm not surprised. It's expected for price to push up. And if you look at it at a point, the days that euros were strong, at a point you saw that price of this particular index moved to the upside. You understand? So now that it's currently weak, yes, that's what happened. That's why we're seeing it pushing up. And there could be other businesses that has been signed or deals that could happen in this market that could push it up. But on the 30 or DE40, I'm actually expecting the market to push up on DE40. Yes, I'm expecting it to push up. So DE40, my take is bullish. I'm expecting a bullish move on DE40. Yes. All right. So now I'll be looking at the chart to check all the instruments that you want me to look at, you want us to look at. So I'll begin to look at it one after the other. Now, once we're done with that, then we'll call it a day. Okay, so Somogun, all right, yeah, I remember you dropped USD CHF and it was one of the instruments I looked at. Okay, Alebode, you say you want us to review coffee starting from D1. No problem. Let's look at coffee. Let's see what coffee is doing. Let's see what coffee is doing. Let's go to coffee. All right, I'm on coffee now. Based on what we're seeing on coffee. Woo. All right, so on coffee, you discover that price has gone up for a while. It got to this high. Now price dropped. In fact, based on what we're seeing, dropped to this particular zone here. Okay, interesting. Came down to this point, right? So coming down to this point now, we can see that price is trying to push up. So it's just a pullback that price has done, right? Based on what we're seeing, pull back to the upside. Okay. What are we expecting price to do? Are we expecting price to come down? So for a while now, price has gone down and you can see it. It is expected for price to push up. This is just a pullback. You understand? It's a pullback. It's expected for it to go up. Let's see. The only reason why you might not want to buy is if price decides to come down and breaks below this particular section. Although this analysis is on my daily time frame. So let's go a little bit lower. Let's see what is happening on other lower time frames. Can you see now? Price has dropped to this point. This is on 4 hours too. You can see that price is respecting that point and is pushing back up. You understand? So that could be a pullback to the upside. Maybe price has decided to start dropping now based on some certain things. Highs, there are some certain variables that affect coffee. And one of the variables or one of the economies that affect coffee is Brazil. Brazil is the largest producer of coffee. And because Brazil is the largest producer of coffee, some of the things you need to look out for in Brazil is their weather and climate. Now, what kind of weather affects coffee? The information I'm giving to you now is one tangible deal or tangible information that affects coffee. What is that thing that is affecting their market? You go look at it and see what is happening. And at the same time, another thing that could actually affect coffee is tariff, like the trade war now, because Trump too is also having issues with Brazil, you understand, in terms of some of these their business deals that they are doing. And if any sanction is imposed on them, it can affect the price of coffee too, to either go up or come down. You understand? Depending on how they react to the decision of the tariff that is being placed on them. You understand? So these are some of the things that affect. But if you're looking at it technically based on support and resistance, you understand, price is actually pushing up here, just a pullback. So I expect if price is able to come back down and break below this point, yes, we should expect a bearish move. Price should drop. But if the reverse is the case based on where it is and it breaks above this particular section, then we should expect a bullish move on coffee. Exactly. We should expect a bullish move on coffee. So that's that on coffee. Let's look at another instrument. Okay. Let's look at CHF JPY. Let's look at CHF JPY. CHF JPY. Let's go there. CHF JPY. So CHF JPY, based on what we're seeing on daily time frame, you discover that it's been going up. In fact, based on what I'm seeing now, you can see it on daily time frame. You discover that right from, in fact, I would say from beginning of time on this particular instrument, price has been going up. CHF JPY. Price has been bullish, 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 bullish. So if I'm to follow that trend too, I will say price is still going to be what? Bullish. But I'm not going to judge based on that, because based on what we are seeing, price has gotten to a new high. This is the highest point it has ever gotten to on CHF JPY. And that's why you're seeing now, as of now, currently, you can see that price is dropping. So if price is dropping, we should expect that price could drop back down as low as this point. Price could come back to as low as this point, and from this point, price could get reversed back. Although there are still some other zones here, you understand? There are still some other zones here. If you look at it, okay, even on my 30 minutes time frame, you can see there are some zones here, and price could respect that point. And as far as price is respecting that point, then we should expect price to push back up. But if it breaks below this particular section, this is on my 30 minutes time frame now, if it breaks below this particular section successfully, we should expect price to drop back down here. Then around this point, we should be looking out to go what? Bullish on CHF JPY. But if you're looking for my own honest bias based on what I've seen in terms of long term on this particular trade, I will expect it to be what? Bullish. I will expect it to be bullish on these instruments. Okay? So CHF JPY, my take on it will also be bullish based on what we've seen on long term. It's been bullish, so I'll expect it to be bullish. All right. Thank you very much. That's for CHF JPY. All right. So let's look at okay. Victor Edojo, you're asking, why is silver so bullish when USD is gaining strength? Why is silver bullish? Okay, let's see what is happening on silver. Let's look at silver. Let's look at silver. But you know, silver is one of those metals. And silver too on its own is another instrument that, yes, investors also invest in because it has value. Although the value of silver, it's not as strong as gold. But yes, it's another instrument that you see people trading, investors trading, and based on long term, look at it. Let's look at it on long term. Can you see? Silver too has just been what? It's been bullish. It's a precious stone, right? It's a metal. Yes, it's a metal. And for that too, we're expecting it to push up. These are some of those things that gives value to price. You understand? So based on the way it is, I'm expecting it to push up. It's also, I can say, it's not. I don't want to call it a safe haven, but yes, I can also say it's a safe haven too. Something that you can also run to invest into, because it also, the price is always appreciating. It's not depreciating based on what we are seeing. And if you look based on what we are seeing, even on daily time frame, you see that price has been going up. So yes, silver too, once in a while, we should expect it like that too. So it's a safe haven too. Just that we look at gold more because most people, the number of people trading on gold is high than silver. That's just it. But yes, too, the same criteria, the same characteristics of safe haven, gold being a safe haven, you can also equate it or look at silver in that same line. All right. Okay. All right. So let's look at this instrument. Just like I said I'm going to look at all the whole instruments, so don't worry. Although it's past our time. Just all right. So for all the I've talked about with okay, so AUD. ADUSD, Smogun. Yes, I talked about it and I know you were there, but no problem. Let me just look at it one more time, then we'll call it a day. So based on what we're seeing on AUD price has been dropping. And as you can see, I've marked it out for us. If price is able to break below this particular section successfully, we can go bearish on AUD. But if that is not the case, if the reverse is the case and it respects this point, price might want to go up. And based on what we are seeing, we can see that price is ranging, is moving sideways. So let's hold on for it to give us a direction, a definite direction, then we follow. That will be it today, but don't forget 1:30 p.m. there's news, so we can also use that as an opportunity. And yes, this is also a great opportunity for me to give us this information. For those of us that don't really have good funds in our account, you can use that opportunity, fund your account more, and you make more profits. You understand? And make more profits. And for those that also want to be partners and the likes, yes, you also have the opportunities of doing that. You want more information on that, communicate with your account manager. And if you have the opportunity of coming to if you have the opportunity of coming to our physical office, you can also walk in there. You can ask of me or any of my colleagues. My name is Joshua, aka Josh FX. You understand? You can just ask of me, ask of any of my colleagues, either Muji or Pips Mama or Michael. Just ask of any one of them. We're on ground to assist you. Thank you very much. Do have a lovely week. Bye for now.